programming is brought to you by Local Video Marketing. In association with Coach Chick's Mastermind Group and CoachChick.com.
there's Kim Lukhard, Hockey Mom RD, and today I'm going to talk about getting refocused on hockey nutrition. Make the most of this extended off season. Now, no doubt, we have all been experiencing quarantine, and quarantine eating has typically been mobile ordering out with the likes of DoorDash, Uber Eats, or picking it up at your local favorite store or restaurant when you call it in, or maybe you've been cooking at home. It's been long. It's been going on for 2 months, maybe even longer, depending on what part of the country you are in. And I have put together a few simple guidelines to help you refocus on eating hockey strong all summer long to get ready to get back on the ice. So step one, you want to include a protein-rich food with each meal. It can be an animal-based protein, such as lean meats, poultry, fish, or eggs, or it can be a non-animal protein, such as oatmeal, legumes like split peas, baked beans, black beans, garbanzo beans, and also yogurt and dairy is an animal product that is also a great source of protein. Step two, you want to include carbohydrate-rich foods. Now, you want to make the majority of your meal carbohydrates. Carbohydrates fuel your active body, whether you're cycling or rollerblading, lifting weights, running. Carbohydrates are going to fuel that activity as well as fuel your brain for thinking. You can get carbohydrates in the food groups such as fruits, whole grains like rice, pasta, and quinoa, starchy vegetables, potatoes, green beans, green peas, lima beans, corn, sweet potatoes, and a variety of different breads. And top out your meal with some healthy fats from nuts and seeds, avocado, different types of olive oil, nut butters, if there is no allergy, and chia seeds and flax seeds. For example, if you are creating a snack, you want to make a power snack, and a power snack is going to have protein and carbohydrates in it. So when you go back and you look at the foods that I shared that were rich in protein, yogurt is an animal protein that contains protein and carbohydrates. So it's a great mix, and then you add fruit to that to get more carbohydrates. So you get a long sustaining snack to help build your muscles and energize your body. And then there's hummus. Hummus is made from a base of garbanzo beans and tahini, and that is actually a wonderful mix of protein, carbohydrates, and healthy fats. So you can use your hummus dip, you can put it in a wrap, or you can put it in a sandwich, or you could just make it as a dip for vegetable slices like carrots, cucumbers, broccoli, cauliflower, raw zucchini, and yellow squash. An example breakfast or a snack could be some frozen blueberries and strawberries blended up, and then you top that with fresh bananas, some raspberries, granola, and some more fruit. It makes a yummy cold snack with the kind of this consistency of a yogurt. A sample lunch could be a homemade pasta salad with some grilled chicken and fruit. And dinner could be some poached salmon or broiled salmon with steamed broccoli and sweet potatoes. Bottom line right now, you don't have to be perfect. Don't be hard on yourself. This is a really tough time right now. And I just wanted to give you a few ideas to help you get refocused on cooking at home with some simple meals that will help your body get ready for the ice. Remember, each day, remind yourself that your body is the best piece of equipment you take to the rink. And when you practice fueling it for optimum performance day in and day out, over time, it becomes a habit. Are you ready to learn more? You can enroll in my Create a Championship Plate group coaching program. It is a virtual program, and you will find information at www.hockeymomrd.com. Thank you for listening and watching today. Again, if you want to learn some more information about youth ice hockey nutrition, visit my website, www.hockeymomrd.com, and follow Hockey Mom RD on social media platforms, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and Pinterest. Thank you so much for listening. Happy skating when the rinks open again. This is Kim Lukhard, Hockey Mom RD.
Good morning, guys. Welcome to the band gym. Dave Schmitz here, resistancebandtrain.com. I've got a quick dynamic stabilizer AMRAP for you today. Yeah, 10 reps, 3 exercises. Cycle through these 3 exercises for 10 total minutes. Do as many rounds as you can during that 10 minutes. Rest when you need it. It's real simple, guys. Dynamic stabilizer band and a little bit of effort. Let's go. Guys, I'm glad you're really enjoying these workouts, but you know what? Don't wait to get small snapshots or highlight workouts. No, there's a better way. Go ahead, click on the button below that says the band gym, and let's go ahead and put you through a tour of the band gym so you can see all the information you can get at one point. Plus, I get to coach you every single week. Click on the button below, go to the band gym, go ahead and take a tour, and then you know what? Join me. Because I want to be able to go ahead and teach you not how to do just little bits and pieces of workouts. I want to show you how to go ahead and do complete workouts, complete programs, and make sure your body is training with resistance bands the right way, the safe way, and the most effective.
Always having the need to think a little outside of the box, I've actually strayed a bit from the normal use of ladders to meet my players' specific needs. And in this regard, I've modified some traditional ladder exercises to increase my students' running ability. It's well known that there is a direct correlation between running speed and straight-ahead skating speed. So it makes sense for me to treat this important area, at the same time killing more than a couple of birds with as few stones as possible. Building towards better running form, we first emphasize quick, high knee actions along with hitting inside each box. An ability to pull the leg up quickly is a key component of fast running and skating. Coordination of the legs and arms is also important to both running and skating form. So, we eventually try to sync the earlier learned high knee actions with rapid arm pumps. A sideways adaptation of the basic drill. This one calls for raising the knees high and moving through the rungs without using crossover steps. We'll get to those crisscrosses a little later. And because we're ultimately preparing for hockey here, Notice that at some point my students eventually don their sticks and gloves. Another great running exercise, these sideways splits further challenge my guys to quickly move their legs through a forward to backward pattern. Kids can tend to get sloppy on this one, so they should be constantly reminded to stay square with the ladder and to hit inside each box.
How to play floorball is a game played using a stick and a ball, with the goal being to hit the ball into the net using the stick, similar to hockey. Each team has 5 players and a goalie, and each teammate has a specific role, such as attacker, defender, or center. The main skills needed to play floorball are shooting, passing, and dribbling. Once you learn the rules and start practicing, you'll be ready to start a floorball game. Learning the rules. Gather 2 teams made up of 5 players and a goalie each. Each team has 2 defenders, 1 center, 2 attackers, and a goalie. If necessary, you can also play with 3 players each instead of 5, but each team always needs a goalie. Make sure the teams are even. If 5 people are playing on one team, 5 people need to play on the other. You can have a maximum of 20 players on the roster. Wear protective gear to stay safe while playing. Each player should wear comfortable tennis shoes and goggles to protect their eyes. The goalkeeper wears long pants, a long sleeve shirt, knee pads, gloves, and a mask. While you can still play floorball if you don't have protective eyewear, it's highly recommended that you do wear goggles. Use a field or court that's twice as long as it is wide. The typical playing field for floorball is 40 by 20 meters 131 by 66 feet. But if you need to play somewhere that isn't that exact size, just make sure the proportions are correct. There should be a goal at the middle of each end of the field. Goals are 160 by 115 centimeters 63 by 45 in. Set a timer for 3 20-minute periods. Each period is 20 minutes long, and there's a 10-minute intermission between each period. If the ball isn't in play, such as when a goal is made or there's a penalty, the time stops. Sometimes floorball will be played in 3 15-minute periods so that the game stays under 1 hour. Each team gets 1 timeout that's 30 seconds long. Start each game and new period with a face-off. Place the ball right in the center of the court, equally spaced between both goals. One teammate from each team should approach the ball, placing their blade so that the ball is next to the center of the blade without actually touching the ball yet. After the whistle, the two teammates go for the ball, trying to hit it back to their own teammate. If a goal is scored, you continue playing with a face-off. Score goals by hitting a ball into the goal using a stick. Floorball is very similar to different types of hockey, as you're using a long stick with a blade at the end to maneuver a ball into the goal. In order to win, your team needs to score the most goals while also preventing the other team from scoring. The ball that's used is a plastic hollow ball with holes in it, similar to a wiffle ball. When you pick out a stick, you can choose between softer and harder blades. Softer blades are best for beginners. Avoid raising the stick above your knee or waist during gameplay. For safety reasons, players aren't allowed to move their sticks above a certain height during gameplay. If you're receiving the ball, the stick shouldn't go above your knee. If you're shooting, the stick can't go above your waist. When you're practicing, it's better to keep your stick lower than needed to ensure you never lift it too high. If your stick goes above the allowed height during a game, it can cause penalties. Keep your hands off of the ball during gameplay. Unless you're the goalkeeper, you're not allowed to use your hands or head to handle the ball. Use your stick to pass, receive, and shoot the ball, avoiding any contact with your body. Using your hands or head could result in a penalty. Avoid playing aggressively. You're not allowed to use the stick to harm others, and there shouldn't be any pushing or tackling. Shoulder-to-shoulder play is allowed, but be a respectful player and stick to the rules to avoid getting penalties. If you do push, tackle, throw your stick, or act aggressively in another way, it could result in a 2-minute penalty. Win the game by scoring the most points before the time runs out. After the 3 20-minute sessions are done, the floorball game is over. The team who has scored the most goals is the winner. If there's a tie, then both teams play for 10 extra minutes. Whichever team scores first wins.
Fast feet, guys. Keep your feet moving.
This has been a local video marketing production. We hope you've enjoyed this, and that you've picked up a number of great hockey tips. Please do tell some friends about these shows, and let the contributing coaches know how much you appreciate them.